Right now by one guest. We might make it two eventually, but Brodie Barrick joins me now. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. We're almost going to play the Clint Eastwood thing. We can almost talk to the empty chair for a few minutes, but you and I will have a little chat. First things first, where you been?
Oh, I've been injured. It's been a rough 8 weeks, but looking forward to be back here soon. It was
a freak thing too. Just came home and little misstep.
Yeah, I had my boots on and they don't cooperate with stairs very well, and neither was my ankle.
Did you know right away that?
I was with Jack Kuzmic actually. He came to my house with me, and I felt it right away that there could be a problem. And he was playing the friend card. No, you're okay, walk it off. So I tried walking on it, and it didn't feel too comfortable. So I knew there's probably a problem.
Had you had anything like that?
Never,
in the past?
No, never a broken bone or a major injury. So it's been tough.
So, take me through, obviously, in the cast, I saw you around on crutches. I'm sure that was, A, frustrating not being able to play, B, frustrating having to get around on crutches.
Absolutely. I had a cast on for 4 weeks. Like you said, was hopping around on some crutches. And then once I got my cast off, I've been kind of back into it. I had a brace on to walk with. And then started getting back on the ice last week. So
was it a case where part of you was tempted to ditch the crutches, but knowing, you know what, I got to follow the orders here?
Yeah, absolutely. I since day one didn't want the crutches, but I knew that for it to get better, I needed them. So it was tough.
So for you, the pain, was it the pain for a little while, or give you a little painkillers to at least let things sort of take numb that down a little?
I think I went into shock at first. So there wasn't much pain then, but the next few days after were rough. I was on some painkillers to ease her down.
How tough is it? Obviously, it's one thing to go through this if it happened in the summer, for example, but to go through it during the hockey season.
Yeah, I've, like I said, never had an injury before, never had to miss time, so it was probably the toughest 8 weeks of my life so far. I'm glad they're behind me and looking forward to getting back out there.
So what's the plan for you right now?
I've been practicing this week. Hopefully get into a game as soon as possible.
And now I'm sure it's a little bit of a crowded net now with three goalies around, Ryan Hergott around with the team as well. Is that a case now where you guys, there's three around, makes it, even more that competition to push each other?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously it was me and JP before I went down, so when I'm healthy here, I'd like to get back in the nets as soon as possible. But at practice, yeah, there's 3 or 4 of us, so there's less shots, but make it work.
Is that an adjustment, obviously through minor hockey and coming through, normally there's 2 goalies.
Yeah.
Occasionally you might have a third one around, but I think, even in practice it could be a bit of an adjustment.
Yeah, it's tough to get all 4 of us in.
Is it JP gets what he wants and then everybody else, being the veteran, of course?
Yeah, for the most part. He knows when he needs a break or if he doesn't need a break, so.
Was it difficult too, a little bit mentally, when JP was banged up a little bit, thinking that would have been my chance, silly ankle?
Yeah, it's tough, obviously, to see some time get away, but knowing my luck, if I was there, JP might not have went down. So you can't think of it like that, because there's too many head games if you do.
Have you seen a game with 13 goals scored lately?
No, not lately. No, no. It's good that we were on the right side of that one for sure. We needed a little momentum here, so it's good to put some in. We're
going to step aside, take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to one of the guys who scored one of the 13 goals in that game. And no, it was not Brodie. We'll fill the other chair coming up next. You're watching Sting Buzz here on TV Cogeco. Welcome back to Sting Buzz here on TV Cogeco. I'm Terry Doyle. Brodie Barrick you saw before the break, and we found another Sting player. Brad Hargrave has joined us in studio. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Running a little behind. That's fine. We'll let you slide in. Being a rookie, though, we might have to have a little chat. We were talking before the break. You the 13-3 game on last Friday night. You got one of them. Sure, it was nice to score.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was haven't scored in a little while, and it was nice to get another one.
So I understand now, being a rookie, being a young guy, your transportation isn't always your own choice. I understand, let's just say it was an overage player who happens to wear a mask when he's on the ice that may have been the reason you were a few minutes behind.
Yeah, I was with JP, and I don't have my own car. Get on my parents next year for that.
It's all JP's fault, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm trying to help you. I guess I'm helping you throw him under the bus here.
Can't be my fault. Right?
No, it can't be at all. How do you think your first season's gone here?
I'm enjoying it a lot. The team's great. The season's been going well, and especially with that win lately, that definitely helps with everything.
Is it a bit of an adjustment, the fact that here you were through minor hockey, big score, able to dominate, you know, that kind of thing. You come into the OHL, it's a lot of guys who were the top guy, you know. You're one of the top guys of the Mississauga team. There's top guys from every team. Is it, you know, that an adjustment where before, of course, you got first line minutes all the way through. You got to score left and right kind of thing. Did it take a bit of an adjustment that way?
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't until like November when I scored my first goal. And Mississauga I think it was the first game, and down here, like in the OHL, there's like every guy's a great hockey player, and it's definitely an adjustment.
Brodie, did you find that too, just sort of being, you know, sometimes being the go-to guy in minor hockey and stuff like that, that as you work your way up, sometimes the net gets a little crowded, just like in his case, ice time gets crowded?
Absolutely. We talked of my path to the OHL, so I feel every year saw some more and more ice time. So it's been great to play behind JP for sure. But yeah.
Was there a spot for you? Because I know you traveled around. We talked about playing, you know, in Junior A out in the eastern part of the Ontario as well. What was the age, or was there a level where, you know, I would assume in minor hockey you probably got it every game, or was it the 50-50 split?
Yeah, we did the 50-50 split growing up. So.
You were the other way. You probably, as you got older, you started to get more ice time.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I got to play in the playoffs in minor hockey and stuff. So, but yeah, it's. Yeah.
But I guess that's the thing. So, did you find it was this year that basically was the adjustment for you, that first half of the season when you were playing before you got hurt, that, okay, now I've got to stay sharp here versus before I was playing?
Yeah. Well, last year, to start of the season as a backup goalie, our other goalie was an older guy, so but I got to play in the playoffs last year too. He went down with an injury, so I kind of coming in this year knew the backup role a little bit, so it hasn't been too difficult.
What is the challenges of that?
You always got to be ready mentally and physically. You can't take a day off in practice. You always have to work harder and harder every day to prove that you're ready, like I said, both physically and mentally. Is it a lot harder to come in mid-game than it is knowing if you find out morning of, day before that you're starting? Sometimes, yeah. It could also work the other way. If you get thrown in mid-game, you don't really have time to talk yourself out of it. You're a goalie, don't let you think, basically. If you know a few days in advance you have a start, you can overthink the game and things go wrong. So. Like I said, I don't mind coming in off the bench. Brett, when you were playing minor hockey, did it start out the whole thing where, you know, all 3 lines, all 4 lines got ice time? Then when you got a little older, maybe you get into AAA and stuff, they started to tighten it up where coaches would, or maybe late in game and power plays start to sort of isolate who got the ice time? Yeah, for sure. It was the same thing as I was younger. Just roll all the lines, all 3 lines, and just see what happens, basically. If you couldn't get it done in your shift, get on the bench. Next line at the door, basically. Yeah, and I had like next 3 guys, really. And then as I got older, it definitely tightened up, and last year was a big year. And in the high pressure moments, it was the starting line kind of thing that got the ice. When you made that jump, you know, we've talked about before, you played in North Bay, you're from North Bay, made the move to Mississauga. What was that like just in terms of new teammates? And you said, you know, the pressure, you know, ramped up a little bit more. Yeah, it was a brand new experience. It took a lot of getting used to, but I think it helped a lot with this year too, just getting used to being away from home. And last year my dad was down with me though, so that helped make it a bit easier. Was there any time where you kind of thought, should I have done this or not? There was a couple times, but not. That was more just because I was tired and cranky and that kind of thing. But getting used to probably being pushed a little harder. Yeah, for sure. The team was going. We won the OHL Cup last year, so there was a lot of pressure on us, and it was just a brand new experience. But my teammates were great. And I would think, as you said, having your dad around,
you know, without him being around, I'm sure that familiarity and probably when you were feeling a little cranky, as you said, he's there to maybe push you. Maybe occasionally might help you get a little cranky too after a game, but I'm sure that familiarity's there.
Yeah, we were in a basement apartment, so between the two of us, it got a little tight at times. Some heated conversations.
I need my space is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, at times.
Is that a thing though, as I say, now that it's done, you went through it, probably said, thankfully, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely the right move, and if I had the choice, I'd do it again.
What was the bigger rivalry? Last year, you guys, Mississauga and the Toronto Marlboros, or London Sarnia?
Well, I don't know. I'd probably go with London Sarnia just because we stopped them from getting that record, but last year there was a pretty big rivalry there too.
You two teams were the top teams in that Greater Toronto Hockey League, went right down to the OHL Cup final. How often did you play them? Because I would think you probably played between tournaments and games, roughly.
Around 10 or 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get sick of each other after a while.
Yeah, get tired. Yeah.
You know, that is fine. It was after a while, you think, oh, here I got to go again to line up against these guys. It's kind of like probably the Greyhounds now.
Yeah.
Does that, you know, now that you've gone to this side of things, you know, going through all those experiences, I would think it's got to help, you know, whether it's rivalries, whether it's having to get adjusted to playing a lot of games. I would think all those things, they probably told you, hey, you need to do these things in hockey to move forward. Now you're saying, all right, that coach that told me at 15 I need to do this, at 14 I need to do this. Okay, yeah, he was right.
Yeah, you definitely look back and understand what they're saying.
What have you found in terms of off ice for the OHL? What's been the biggest adjustment?
Just overall strength. Like, there's some big, strong guys in the O. So it's like if you're not in top shape, you get pushed around out there. So.
We'll take another break. Back with more Sting Buzz here on TV Cogeco. Back here on Sting Buzz on TV Cogeco, Brodie Barrick and Brett Hargrave are both with us here in studio. It's a little inside joke in case you missed us a little bit earlier on in the show. Brodie, away from the rink, I know you've had a little extra time lately. How do you keep yourself occupied? Are you one of the gamers around the team?
I am, yeah, but been busy with schoolwork as well. I'm taking online university courses. Still hanging out with the guys a lot and stuff, not missing any of that stuff. And I showed up to the rink a lot too when I was bored, so I killed some time.
What courses are you taking?
I'm taking philosophy and human impact on the environment.
How's it going so far?
Pretty well.
Challenging?
Yeah, a lot of papers to write for philosophy, but.
Well, how have you found, and that's, you know, a challenge that a lot of people don't realize a lot of you guys do, is the online courses, being the travel, being away from home. How have you found, you know, have you done a lot of online stuff in the past?
I have done a few classes in the past. I don't mind doing them. You just have to manage your time well. Sometimes it's a lot easier to turn on your Xbox or your TV than open some school books, but I've done all right.
Was that the adjustment at first? Instead of having, you know, knowing from this time to this time I have to be there, and if not, I'm going to get the dirty look. Now you're kind of on your own a little bit.
Yeah, you can pretty much do no work, and there's no one pushing you, but
until the parents find out about it afterwards.
Yeah. No, time management's big for that. So.
Brett, for you, you know, obviously going from North Bay to Mississauga to Sarnia, I'm sure there's been some challenges, but how are things coming along on that side of it?
It's great. I'm really enjoying it here, and just school's been good, hockey's been great, no complaints.
How was it when you went from North Bay to Mississauga first? Did you go to a school there? Were you still tied back to North Bay?
Yeah, I went, it was the same thing as here pretty much. I went to school there for first semester and part of second semester, and I just got my courses transferred over back to North Bay and jumped right in.
So that was probably the nice advantage. So when the season was over, go back home and right back into school?
Yeah, it was perfect.
So, and probably I say similar kind of ice setup here right now?
Yeah, I think so, as far as I know.
Yeah, so I guess, have you found, was last year, the balance of hockey and school, you know, was a challenge, more challenging last year or this year, or how have you found that sort of balance of time management?
Well, I think there's a lot more hockey this year, for sure, like every day pretty much. And last year my dad was there to get on me all the time to do my homework, so I think last year it was easier, I guess, to get my homework done, but this year you just got to do it on your own. So.
I'm sure you get the odd phone call or the odd message from back home asking how that side of things are going, or the billets maybe give you a little, prodding just to make sure you're doing that too.
Yeah, my mom's a teacher, so she's on me all the time. Yeah, so she's calling and tells my billets to keep on me. So.
I'm sure it's nice to have though. The little, she means well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What about away? Are you one of these Xbox guys too? Much?
No, I don't play video games pretty much at all. I don't know. I'm more of a TV guy.
Oh yeah. What do you like to watch?
I like
besides StingBuz, of course.
yeah, StingBuz. How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang, that kind of stuff.
Those are your favorite shows?
Yeah, pretty much.
So while he's watching TV, are you much of a TV guy, or say no?
Yeah, I watch. I'm actually hooked on How I Met Your Mother right now. So Basso got me into that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I watch hockey a lot with my billets and stuff. So.
And that's I always wondered, and I know I've chatted with a few guys on that. You guys are so busy. NHL comes back. Is it sort of the okay, it's on, we'll watch a bit, or is it as much highlights as anything?
I know a lot of guys on our team actually don't watch any hockey at all, but I'll sit down with my billets and watch every game that's on in a night.
Are they Leafs fans?
No.
Good.
No.
Okay, we're just making sure.
No. Yeah, I enjoy watching hockey, whether I'm playing it for hours a day or not.
Brett, what about you? Do you, if you flip around channels and the hockey game's on, or?
I can't remember the last time I saw a hockey game on TV. I watch them when I go to an NHL game. I'll sit and I love that. But other than playoffs or the Olympics, I haven't watched in a long time.
Sort of the regular season. You're probably so busy that it's hard to get into it.
Yeah, highlights. I love the highlights.
So that's the thing. Get caught up. Give me half an hour and I'll get caught up on everything.
Yeah.
Now, there's quite the competition among the gamers on this team. Is it
for sure.
Which Call of Duty, NHL, FIFA?
We do a lot of Call of Duty. Yeah, we play as a team though, against other people.
So no more the head-to-head stuff.
No, we're friendly.
Good team unity.
Yes, it's great. Good bonding.
Even though I'm sure occasionally you're tempted to try a little friendly fire.
Yeah, sometimes we shoot some bullets at each other, but all friendly.
What about any of the other ones? I know for a while, Justice Dundas, when he was here, he claimed he was like the champion gamer on the team. And now he's long gone, so we don't have to worry about him.
Yeah, he claimed that. I never played against him, but I'm sure I could give it to him.
I'm sure you could too.
Anybody else that have any head-to-head stuff with you lately?
Me and Basso have been playing NHL lately.
Yeah.
We're tied 2-2 in our series.
Are you really?
For the Stanley Cup.
You kind of seem a little suspicious.
We are. We've done 4 best-of-7 series. He's beat me in 2. I've beat him in 2. So we just finished the 4th one today.
Okay. Who do you pick a certain team?
We do random teams.
Okay.
So I got the Islanders last time.
Ew.
I beat him.
Oh wow, you can.
Yeah, he was Anaheim.
Okay, so not very good versus not very good.
He had a weak goalie.
You've got Tavares, he's got Getzlaf and Perry.
Yeah,
you're right.
DiPietro was hot.
Wow, that'd be the one time in that 10-year contract he's on.
He was hot. So.
Yeah, Xbox doesn't update live. He has now been placed on waivers.
No, we still had him. He was clutch. So.
As a goalie over the years, who's sort of a goalie you've kind of kept an eye on?
I'm a big fan of Fleury right now, but Dwayne Rolison, I work with him a lot in the summer. He's good friends with my mom, so he's a guy I've obviously kept a close eye on and a good friendship. Is
it a case too we can sort of, not over the top, but little pointers, or just you kind of even probably, without even telling you things, you kind of learn about that lifestyle? Yeah, for sure. I work with him a lot in the summer with just like minor on ice things, and the way he presents himself as a person and a player is something you can learn from. I'm assuming you do find out that whole thing that to make it to that level, you're committed to it full time. It's a job. Absolutely, for sure. For you, Brett, who's sort of pro players, NHL players, you thought, I kind of like watching him. He's Danny Heatley. He's Danny Heatley.
I like a Gimla, and ever since I was a kid, I don't know why, I just like Thomas Caberlet. I know he's a defense, but I've always liked him.
Now, I read somewhere, too, that somebody interviewed you and you said Bobby Orr.
Yeah, Bobby Orr.
You know he was long gone playing before you were born.
Yeah, I know.
You've seen the tapes?
Seen the tapes, watched him play.
You like that idea of just being able to cut through everybody? And
yeah, well, it makes it look easy.
Yeah. And for you, it's been a case, I'm sure, through minor hockey, you were hoping, hey, I want to be able to just do that.
It'd be nice, yeah, for sure.
As you've gone through this, under 17s this year, I know the end result was not what you guys would have liked, but just take me through that whole experience.
It was awesome. We got together as a team in Toronto, and we flew it to Montreal. And then from there we got on a bus and just drove to Victoriaville. Unfortunately for me, my luggage got lost.
Uh-oh.
So I lost all my bags and I had no equipment for the first practice. So I practiced with scraps from around the rink. And the next day all my stuff got there and the tournament started and away we went.
Having those guys together, obviously some of them you knew from playing together, some were new, just new guys. I'm sure that was you know, quite the overall experience.
Yeah, you got to meet a lot of new guys and make some new friends, and you got to hook back up with your old friends.
What was that like? Was it everybody sort of, you know, the team just in a hotel together? Or they make up a little like village type of thing? How do they do that?
Yeah, we were all in the same hotel, and we were all took up a whole floor, and no matter where we went, we all had to be together. So it was a great team atmosphere.
Is it one of those cases that, you know, over the years the guys can probably joke about some of the stuff that happened during that? Probably stuff you don't necessarily always want to repeat here either, but just the fun stuff that, you know, you guys are going to do, guys your age.
Oh yeah, for sure. If we see each other again, I'm sure we'll bring some stories back up.
Coming up this weekend in London, then into Saginaw. Brett, 2 important games this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be awesome if we could get a couple wins there, and it'd be nice to beat London again. So.
Brodie, for you, I'm sure just chomping at the bit right now.
Absolutely. Can't describe how bad I want to be back out there.
You know, November was last game action, if memory serves me correctly.
December
That's
28th.
Right. That's right. You did get in there as well. So I'm sure it's a case, you know what, let me at them.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait.
Sounds good. Guys, all the best.
Thanks.
Brodie Barrack, Brett Hargrave joining us in the studio. Sting at London Friday night. We'll have it for you here on TV Coach. Go for Sting Buzz. I'm Terry Doyle. Thanks for joining us.